The Newsline.
Hello and welcome back to People's TV. We promised to share video footage and still images of the Israeli Air Force strike in Doha, Qatar, which eliminated 4 senior and frontline leaders of the Hamas terrorist organization. In today's news commentary, we are bringing you the first footage showing these Hamas leaders celebrating the October 7th massacre in Israel as they watch the attack unfold live on Al Jazeera. In the footage, you can clearly see the same 4 leaders who were later killed in Israel's precise airstrike. Qatar has still not confirmed the deaths of these leaders. Pro-Hamas media outlets, however, maintain that at least some of them survived. This video footage, though, clearly shows them worshipping their deity in celebration of the October 7th attack on Israel. It is a shocking and unacceptable display of rejoicing in pure evil. What kind of faith celebrates mass murder? This does not resemble a religion, it looks more like a cult. Followers of Islam claim their God is compassionate and merciful, yet the actions of these so-called leaders stand in complete contradiction to that claim. We invite our Muslim brothers and sisters in Sri Lanka to explain how such behavior can be reconciled with what they say about their God. The next video footage shows Hamas militants and Palestinian civilians armed with automatic weapons breaking through the security fence, entering Israel, and driving through the streets while killing innocent civilians. What you are seeing here is the reality behind the leaders in the earlier video. Those same leaders were praising their God for the militants who carried out this mass murder of Jews. They were impressed, full of joy, and convinced that their God had given them the opportunity to commit these atrocities. This is precisely why Sri Lanka cannot afford to allow radical Islam to raise its ugly head again. Let us not forget it was followers of this same ideology who carried out the horrific Easter Sunday bombings in 2019. These so-called worshippers of the so-called religion of peace walked into the sacred spaces of another faith and slaughtered worshippers at prayer. In Batticaloa, one of these suicide bombers entered Zion Church and detonated himself right in front of a circle of small children. This is the madness of the so-called religion of peace. Do not accuse us of disturbing harmony. We have always stood side by side with peace-loving, ordinary Sri Lankan Muslims. What we are doing now is sounding a warning, reminding the nation of what happened in the past. We cannot and must not permit another tragedy like the 2019 Easter Sunday attacks to ever repeat in our land. In the next footage, you will see the Israeli Air Force strike that targeted the residential building housing senior Hamas leaders. This operation was carried out with precision, based on actionable intelligence. The still images now on your screen show the destroyed building. Judging by its condition, it is difficult to imagine that anyone inside could have survived the blast. In one of the following images, you will also see another prominent Hamas leader who was killed in the strike. The footage captures the sheer force of the explosion, the ground shakes, the region reverberates, and people can be seen fleeing in panic from the site. Some media outlets have claimed that the strikes were not successful. However, at this point, the information remains unconfirmed. Whether or not all of the Hamas leaders were eliminated, one truth remains clear: these men were plotting, celebrating, and glorifying the murder of innocent people. That kind of evil has no place in any civilized society. Sri Lanka must not turn a blind eye. We remember the Easter Sunday attacks of 2019, when the same radical ideology brought bloodshed into our churches and hotels. If we forget, we risk repeating the same mistakes. Let us stay alert, let us stand united, and let us never permit such terror to raise its head in our land again. If this report helped you see the situation on the ground clearly, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and subscribe to People's TV, where truth has no agenda, and facts speak louder than spin.
Subscribe us for more details.